so I'm going to burn a screen here. So the first thing that we want to do before we burn a screen is review the paperwork and make sure that we have the correct film, that it matches up with the proof on the paperwork. And we're going to review all the aspects of the job. And that's going to be, in this case, we're looking at the substrate. This is a 4-ounce Boston Brown PET plastic bottle. And we're going to be printing white ink. So now I'm going to select a screen. I'm going to go for probably a 305 to 355 mesh. See, this is a 305 mesh. We're going to put the screen face down. This is the print side of the screen, and this is the squeegee side of the screen. So we're going to go face down, squeegee side down, print side up. In this case, we're going to place the film pretty much in the center of the screen. We're going to avoid any flaws in the screen to make sure that they don't interfere with our print area. And move that clear from there. We're going to put the film face down on the screen. And then we're going to try to get it as parallel to the frame as possible. And then just 2 little pieces of tape to hold it in place. That should lay flush on there. Okay. Now we're going to go to the exposure unit. I've already cleaned off the surface of the exposure unit with a razor blade to make sure that there's no debris on the surface of the glass. Any specks of dust on there or dirt will affect your screen. We lay it now with the film down against the glass, squeegee side up, print side down. Now we're going to lay the rope along the inside ink well of the screen. As long as you don't have the rope on your print area, on your film area, your stencil area. And then the remaining of the rope, we want to run towards the upper right hand corner, towards this hole, and that will create a vacuum seal. Okay? You can close the lid. You can see here as you close it, this locks, clamps it, and holds this down in place. Okay? Now, on the right hand side here, this is an air valve release. When this is parallel, it's open. We want to turn this perpendicular to lock this and create the vacuum seal. We're going to select our channel that we're going to, our light channel that we're going to expose with, and we do that by using our mesh count to select the channel. So here we see channel 1 is good for mesh 305 to 420, and that equates to 140 light units. You can also see here, I got a 305 here. I had 170 light units on channel 3. I'm going to go with 170 in this case. So to select channel 3, move over here to our control panel. Select channel. We're currently on channel 4, which is 200 light units. We're going to do select channel, 0, 3, enter. And that changes us to our 170 light units. Now we just simply push start. That activates the vacuum. You can see it starting to shrink down. If you forget to turn your release valve, you'll hear air coming out of here. The unit will never start. It will not build up enough pressure to start the cycle. Turn this closed. Continue to build up pressure. It's sucking this down and creating full contact between your film and your screen. Now the light's turned on, and you'll see our light units begin to count down. You can see the light starts off pretty dim and slowly builds in intensity. As the light builds in intensity, our light units will count down faster and faster. So what this is not timing in minutes or seconds our exposure time. What this is called is an integrator, and the integrator reads the amount of light that's being exposed to the screen. And what that does is, as the light warms up, when we go to expose the next screen, the light will be warm and it will heat up faster. So it would actually take less time to expose. And also, as the bulb decreases in its life, it will take longer to heat up, or maybe won't get quite as bright. It will still work, it will just take longer to expose. So again, the light units is what matters, not the time. Now we're counting down pretty quickly. After it's done counting down, we can open up the valve, allowing air back under the lid so we can lift the lid. It's good to have your paperwork handy so that you can take your film off and put it right back in your job file so it doesn't get contaminated and you don't lose it. Now, as the screen is out here in the open light, it is still being exposed, but it takes a fairly intense light, that UV light, to expose this. So it is still being exposed up until the moment that we hit it with water. So we'll walk over to our washout sink. And we are not using the pressure washer to wash this out. We're just going to use our spray nozzle. Do a quick test before you go spraying this. Make sure that we're on a mist. You don't want to have a hard bead, a hard stream. So we just want to get this to a mist and wet our screen. Both sides. As I said, once water hits it, it's no longer exposing. Now it's safe to be exposed to the light. You can see almost instantly our image showing up in the screen. Now we're going to let the water do the work here. What happened was, as the light exposed the emulsion, it hardened it. So wherever there was dark on our film, light did not get through there and did not expose the emulsion. Now this stayed soft and we can wash this away. You want to do most of your washing out from the print side of the screen. Even though it's all fully exposed, the light came from this side and had to travel all the way through the screen and through the emulsion. So when you get to the squeegee side, it's likely that this emulsion is going to be a little softer. So let's keep all this emulsion that we can and only wash away the harder side. You don't have to be very careful with this. If this is exposed properly, you're not going to wash away what you don't want to wash away. So after we're almost completely washed out here, we could turn it over, and we do want to still kind of lightly wash the inside here. If there's any loose emulsion, a thin film on there that's not completely hardened, we don't want that soft emulsion to run down over our stencil. So we can just wash this away. And then you want to examine and make sure that it's all open everywhere. I don't know if you can get a good shot of that. It looks good. Okay. Now we just take a piece of newsprint. Let's walk over here. Just lay a piece of newsprint on your screen here, and this will just blot extra water that's on your screen, and just pull it away, both sides. And now it can be set in front of a fan to dry. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to force this